Well, Moses joined me on the desk. Now, of course, I've always said this. Everyone loves a Game 7, right? In this instance, it's not a Game 7, it's a Game 5, and it's all or nothing at the Civic Centre tonight for the Lloydminster Bobcats.
And what's nice, it's winner take all.
Yes.
You know, all
that's
for
why we
the
love
marbles.
Game 7s.
You know, what else can we
Game
throw
5.
in there? Best, you know.
Yeah, well, I
we
guess for
pretty much
both
summed it
people,
up.
it's backs against their walls, right? They have to win. You want to advance.
And especially a cat that's backed up is one that's the most dangerous in this case. You know, earning home ice in the first round, Cameron, was pretty big, and it was awesome to see that the Cats actually finish off the season strong to grab third place, and they'll look to have that home crowd to their advantage tonight. Matt Schumont tees up Game 5.
After digging themselves into an early 2-0 hole, it seemed the Bobcats season was going to come to an end. However, a second period spark and a couple big third period goals, Taylor Mulder was able to ice it in overtime to force a fifth and deciding game.
I think that's when the true character comes out, you know, when you're faced with that do or die situation, yeah, everyone just plays their heart out, and yeah, it showed some true character out there.
We outplayed them, I felt like, and you know, we worked hard. In their zone, we sure picked it up, and we figured it out, started to figure it out, and got pucks on net, and it was good.
Coming back home, earning a split, the Bobcats have new life and feel they have some momentum, but know anything can happen in a one-game take-all.
Without a doubt, they're going to come in hard, and they know that it's a big game for them too. They're going to lose it all, or they can win it all, right? So it's a big game.
We get huge support from the community here, so it's going to be exciting tomorrow to see the turnout, but it's not going to be easy. But yeah, we know we're going to have to bear down and take it home.
One area for concern for the Border City bunch is the team's penalty kill. After having the 6th best PK during the regular season, the Bobcats have allowed 7 power play goals in their last 3 games.
Obviously, the special teams for them have been very good throughout this series. For us, they haven't. Our penalty kill, which is usually superior, has not been there, and some of that you got to give credit to Whitecourt because they've capitalized on their opportunities.
It's the only time they strive. 5-on-5, I think we've been outworking them. But yeah, if we just tune that up a bit, I think we'll have a pretty good chance.
Puck drop for Game 5 is at 7:30. Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
The Baker Hughes Bobcats, meanwhile, continue their North Division finals this evening after blowing a 2-goal lead in their opening game on home ice. The Bobcats are hoping to do the same, this time in St. Albert for Game 2. Matt Schumont again has more.
After opening the first 20 minutes with a 2-0 lead, everything seemed to fall apart for the Baker Hughes Bobcats. Taking undisciplined penalties and playing down to their opposition's level, they found themselves dropping Game 1 by a score of 3-2.
We kind of got, pardon my French, dumb a little bit. You know, we started taking some penalties that we didn't need to, that were not penalties where we were involved in the play, even they were after whistles and retaliation penalties. And you know, we did a good job killing them off, but I think it wears some guys out, and you have to cut your bench down when you're killing that many penalties, and kind of disrupts the flow of the game.
Now heading into Game 2, the Cats feel they don't have to change much and say if they stick to their game, there's no reason why they should not be able to tie this best-of-5 series.
We haven't really changed anything with systems or anything. It's just play our game the full 60, and I think that'll get us the wins we need.
Trailing 1-0 in a best-of-5 series going on the road, many would think that tonight's game is a must-win for the Bobcats. However, they're not looking at it that way, knowing it takes 3 losses to be eliminated.
I've been involved in so many series over my career that I know it's always that last one that's the hardest to win. So, do I want to win tomorrow? Yes. Is it a must win? No. Does it make it a lot harder if we don't get the win? It does.
It's not a must win, but it'll help us have more of an advantage over them, as we'll come back home and we'll make it easier on us, so then we can get lots of advantage over them, I guess.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
And the Lloydminster Red Dogs came into the Capital District Minor Football Association as an underdog. Fast forward 5 years and 3, Tier 2 titles later, they all of a sudden became the top dogs. Now the program enters its 6th season, deeper than it's ever been, and looking to take the next step.
First practice this week, you can tell we're already anxious to get out there on Saturday and let them have it.
Players are chomping at the bit. They're ready to roll. They want to start hitting somebody else besides each other.
Once you get out there and you're hitting someone that's not your teammate, you're just ready to go.
The roster has been set for the Lloydminster Red Dogs.
Over the last 3 weeks, the players and coaching staff are gearing up for the football jamboree in Edmonton, with a spot in Tier 1 on the line.
I don't know if we're going to go in there and clean up like we did last year in Tier 2. I honestly expect to have a winning record, and when you're going into any season, the goal is we want to get into that championship game.
Just want to get your head in it. You want to stay headstrong through the whole thing. You lose a game, like, big deal. You know, you shake it off and you get on with the next one.
Over the past 2 seasons, the Colored Canines have had great success, dismantling teams particularly on the ground with Donovan Granum. With Granum out of the picture this year, the bulk of the carries will go to Andrew Kalfas.
Andrew's actually the one that carried the mail most for his last championship game, and he scored 2 touchdowns. So, he just started playing out of this world at the end of the last year. He had a big season last fall as well.
Head coach Rod Kirby is also quick to add that there is more of a wrinkle in the team than in the past.
I think this is definitely the most balanced attack we've had ever with the Red Dogs, with the speed we have in the receiver position, and even the speed at quarterback with Carl Teledetsky, and his arm has really improved over last year as well.
It's like a double threat offense. We have both the running game and the pass game, and then there's, like speed in the backfield definitely with Andrew, and, Zach at wide out and Kate at wide out. It's going to be nice having all those guys on my side with me.
It's going to be a really good passing game this year, as well as a running game. Like you said, it's going to be a balanced offense. It's not just going to be a running game or a passing game. We're going to be able to do everything. So we can attack them through the air, we can attack them on the ground. Carl's got legs too, so he can easily run into the end zone too.
The high-powered offense will have a stiff test to start the jamboree against the Parkland Predators, and a victory against the defending Tier 1 champions will go a long way for the Dogs to earn a spot in the top division. Proving Grounds is just a night away, and the main event will sure to be one of the best fights of the night, as local product Carrie Konopski fights for the women's Western Canadian title. Matt Schumont has more.
Coming off a big win at the last Proving Grounds event back in June, Carrie Konopski has really focused on bettering her boxing, including spending some time in California training at the Wildcard Boxing Club, where she gained a lot of experience but admits it was tough at some points.
It was tough mentally, actually, being down there. I wasn't really at a level where I was up there with the amateurs, so to speak, but I was definitely surpassed some of the other girls. So.
Now with some great training under her, Carrie will look to walk out of Proving Grounds as the women's Western Canadian champion, a title she is excited to fight for.
It's going to be pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited because she's 7-0 and I'm 5-0. So that means someone's always got to go. So that's going to be exciting for sure.
It won't be easy, however, as Carrie will be taking on one of the best women's fighters in Saskatchewan, who also boasts an undefeated record at 7-0.
She's probably going to be aggressive and come out pretty hard. So I'm hoping, kind of going back to the training and getting it at a higher level. So I'd like to go the distance with, working on my head movement, more of my skills, listening to my corner, but I'd also like to finish the fight. So we'll see what happens.
She's only had 7 fights. But she also carries in that 7 fights 2 of the fastest knockouts in tough guy kind of history for the Saskatchewan area. So that's definitely going to pose a problem, some power. This lady definitely carries some power.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.